Hi, welcome to another video from Team BSG Viper here in Houston. Colonial Master Builder. I'm going to give you a video walkthrough of what we got done so far. We are working on the aft engine section. We've got the nose section done. We just need to do some touch-up work on it and mondo and paint it. So we're done with that for right now, but we want to get really cracking on the engine section, which is pretty much half of the build of the Viper. So we've got a top one pretty much complete. We're doing some work on it. So I'm going to give you a walkthrough here, show you what we're doing, and get an idea how big this sucker really is. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we have the cockpit section. That was our first part of our build. If you're not familiar with it, it's a fully working cockpit with lights, switches, seats, everything on there. And we did finish the sides on here. We got to get those painted. I call those the gun maintenance bait panels. Not sure if there's really a word for that. Let's see. Let's go over here real quick. This is that's the nose cone section 1 through 6, and that's the nose gear section 6 through 12. So those two are pretty much complete. We just have to do some prep work on them, and then we'll have those ready for paint. So back to the cockpit section here. This is section 12 through 18 as the canopy, which we're going to get an actuator for that. We had to go back, since we're starting on the engine section here, we had to actually go back here and do some rebuilding work on it to make it a little stronger. You can kind of see some of the details inside there. A lot of work, a lot of bracing. This is going to be pretty heavy, so we really had to get back in there and beef up the structure a little bit. So this is, yeah, that's the 18-foot section right there. So this is where the I call it the air intake. This is section 18 to 20, and this is a quick mock-up. We're doing some foam. We're getting some ideas how we want to do this, but pretty big. We're looking at some kind of styrofoam and then maybe covering it with fiberglass epoxy. We're in the pre stages of working out, but just get an idea of what the size is. But we're going to go back here, and these are the engine sections, which really I got to stand back a little bit because they're so big. So you got the air intake, which is up there by the cockpit. That's about 3 feet long, 3 feet high. Then you've got another section of the engine right there. That's about 1.5 feet, and that one has a lot of piping on it, a lot of detail work. Then you got the mid-engine section. That's about 4 feet in length and 3 feet in diameter. And then you've got the I guess that's the aft engine, the exhaust section, and that's a little heavier because those are individual 1x1s that are fixed to the outside of the skin, and you really can't see in the inside, but each one of these sections is hollow. If you look down here at the bottom one, this is going to be the engine section for the side, and we're going to make another one still, but you can see kind of how we did with the ribs, and it's pretty much hollow. So it does, and we have to make access so that we can mount these on here and bolt into the frame. So once again, we're looking at durability plus strength. So that's what takes a little time with the construction on us. We have to make it where we have to build it where it works, but we also have to make it where it's modular and we take it apart. So each one of those sections will be bolted together, and then when we take it apart, each one, just like this section here, that's for one of the side engines, and you can see that part right there. That's another one right there. So each engine has 4 components, and they're one person can handle each component with either picking it up or with a dolly. So, and then we got the frame at the very bottom, which everything's going to sit on. Have to really reinforce this because we're going to have a lot of weight. This section is kind of heavy because I think that's about 90 something. 90-something pieces, 1x1s, that have to be put on. So that one does take a little time to do. We thought about screwing it on there, but we didn't want to, drill holes in it and then putty back in. So each one of those is glued on with Gorilla Glue, and that takes about 2 days to make one of those. Getting all the wood cut and prepped. That's a very distinct part of the Viper, as you can see on the models. And then this section here, you can see where those screws are right there. It's basically the cross members in there. So we had to do it that way, and then the vertical fin will be up on top here. What's good about we're doing it this way too is we can work in a very compact space, and we can break it down and move it around. As you can see, we got some the 4-way furniture dollies down there, so it's very mobile. We can take each piece apart, reproduce it, put it in space right there. But as you can see, this is getting pretty intense and pretty big. A lot of work here. So like I said, the white part there, that's some extra foam I had laying around. I want to get an idea of what's going to take. We're still not 100% positive where we're going with that. If we're going to get a company to make a solid piece of styrofoam or polyurethane and then sculpt it out, or we're kind of in the preliminary stages for that. But as you can see on the model here, this is what we're working with right here. This is the, like I said, we're using the model, we're using the blueprints. So we bring the model over here, and we bring it up a little bit, and then voila. So and then you get your big wings. So once we get all the sections, once we get all the engine sections mounted on here, and make sure they're strong and durable. Once again, we have to make sure that they can be taken apart too. Then we're going to start work on the wing sections. And like I said, what's great about this is this can be taken apart. It can be pulled outside, and we can work on sections out here. And once again, what we're doing with the Viper here, why we really have to beef this up, because you're going to have a wing that's going to go on that engine, the side engine there. It's going to stick out pretty far, so we need to get it up off the ground. So we are looking at still getting landing gear on this. So right now, the way you're looking at it, it sits probably about 2 feet off the ground. Well, the top of this fuselage, it has to be 6 feet high. That's the way the blueprints are, the way you can see in some of the drawings, the studio and drawings. So it kind of sits up high. So we're using a lot of reference from the old Viper, the one that got destroyed. I think these are pictures on the back lot of Universal and some kind of storage. So all the detailed work's got to be in place for that. That section right there, if we look on our Viper here, is going to be right there. So a lot of little detail work to do. That'll come in time. And then there's a big vertical rib right there in the front that's going to go between right there. And some engine work on the detail and panel lines. So it's coming along. One thing that here's another picture. This was actually the modified Viper that was used in Galactica 1980. The way you can tell is the cockpit was a 2-seat version. There was not a 2-seat version in the original, so they had to modify that. And here's the blueprints. So if we're looking at our blueprints here, cockpit goes back to, let's see, go over here, section 18, which is right there. So we're doing the engine intakes, which is 18 through about 20 and a half. That's kind of like the detailed section. That's about a foot and a half, and then the main body, and then the engine exhaust area. So what we got right here right now is, I mean, this is a two-car garage in a personal house, but this is section 12 through 28. So I got 16 feet of Viper in here, and then you've got another 12 feet on the nose section here. 1 through 6, 6 through 12. Still looking at, we've got an idea and a couple kits to buy, but we're going to get an actuator, an electronic actuator that will have a switch both in the cockpit and outside to raise and lower the canopy. So that's kind of where we stand. Like I said, we're taking our time with this. We want to make sure, like the gun bay here, the gun access bay, those need to be primed, do some final detail work on it, and then painted, and they'll be good to go. That is that. So if you have any questions, any comments, get on Team BSG's page, Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. We're looking at possibly another about 3 months work on this. So it is time consuming. It's not a full-time deal. I do have a full-time job, so I'm doing this on the side. Mr. George is working on the laser cannons as we speak. He has informed me that we're getting a new flight stick here. He's actually going to get one that actually that the buttons do work to fire the lasers. So that's what he's working on to help me out. Doing the part he wanted to do the lasers. They're pretty huge. They're about 5 feet long. I didn't realize they were that long. From tip to the back of it is about 5 feet long. It's going to have flash LEDs in there. So we're going to have sound, and we're going to have lights. So that's another thing we have to work on too, is since this is going to be sitting up so high, we have to get a boarding ladder. And that's something else that we've got to look in the future, is getting a boarding ladder, make sure that it's safe, make sure it's sturdy, so when you guys come to view it in person at Comicpalooza in May in Houston, we hope you're going to be there. You're going to be able to climb into the cockpit. We're going to lower the canopy down. We're going to play you a video. You're going to be able to fire the lasers. You're going to feel the rumble of the engines. So it's going to be pretty much to a one-to-one scale Viper simulator. And we've got other details we're thinking about doing. But this just gives you an idea of what's going on. And it's the week before Thanksgiving, so I'm going to get some work done with it. So be careful in the holiday season coming up. So from Team BSG Viper, we hope that we're going to get done pretty soon here, so we can get videos out for you guys. Once again, the big premiere is going to be in Houston, May 20, I believe it's 25th through 27th. Comicpalooza here in Houston. So tell your friends, share this if you want, but put it out there, get excited about it. I know we are. As much as you're looking forward to this being done, I am too. All right, so once again, from Team BSG Viper, we are done for today. We're going to do some more work, get some more things done, and we'll see you soon. Until next time, thanks.